Hello, my name is Jesse Moore. I'm going to be talking to you today about myself and about three objects that I've picked to use to talk to you about myself. So the first one is this RC 1776 kind of a souvenir cola glass bottle. I've been collecting glass bottles for quite some time. I have several glass bottles that all started with when I was young. I found a glass Coca-Cola bottle and I liked it as opposed to the plastic or the aluminum bottles. I kind of like all sorts of containers now, but it started with glass. I chose this bottle as opposed to a Coca-Cola bottle because it has this list of historical documents and dates on it, starting with 4th of July, 1776, Independence Day, and ending with December 15th, 1791, which is the Bill of Rights. Just before that is the Constitution, is another document on this list. The reason I chose that is for that list and because I'm very patriotic and I like history, and I grew up in a military family and I served in the military myself. So that kind of culminates in that bottle, I think. So that leads me to my next item, which is my family crest. And it has Moore at the top, and it says Ireland here, but technically Moore is a Celtic name, and so that means Scottish and Irish. And so for the majority of my life, I really thought it was just Scottish until I did some more research and I realized that my family was from a part of Northern Ireland where lots of Scottish people moved to either get away from the Brits or they were kicked there because they were too much trouble to the Brits. So I very much like this, and I'm considering getting it as a tattoo someday, but I haven't yet. And the lion is often representative of courage. 3 stars. I'm not quite sure what 3 stars represent, but it could possibly be the Holy Trinity of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, because the Catholic Church was a big influence on Irish culture. The third item that I have for you today is this Bazinga Big Bang Theory shirt, and I just got this yesterday, and I got it when I got it from my uncle, who I was helping clean and move some furniture in his house, and I was telling him that I was struggling with this speeches defining an item with a funny story attached to it, and so he immediately responded with, "Oh, I've got loads of funny stories about you," and my Uncle Tom and my Aunt Lynn have been proceeded to tell me all the funny stories that they love to tell me about when I was young. And so I'm going to tell you one of those stories about when I was young. It's probably the most loved story of my Aunt Raina's and my Uncle Tom's. So essentially, me and my Aunt Raina were in a park, and I was very, very young, and at the time, my favorite color was green. And so a teenager walked by with a green mohawk, and she asked me, "Jesse, do you want to grow up and have green hair like that?" And I quickly responded, "No, Aunt Raina, I'm a good boy." And she cracked up laughing, and she's been telling the story ever since. So those are my stories and my items, and thank you very much for listening. I've been a bit over my time, but that's fine. Have a good day.